Here's Logo Super Important Reviews. My name's Steve.
Wait, let me get into this. My name is Arnaz.
And today we'll be going over the Real Action Hero Kill la Kill Ryuko Matoi. Something version. I can't read it, but this is the first release run. So it comes with the Executioner Blade.
I ain't gonna say nothing. It's crap.
Really?
Yeah.
But I thought you always wanted this one.
No, I didn't want that one. I want the
well, there's the Wonderfest, but
that's the one I wanted.
Nobody's getting that one. This one's more obtainable. But this is my Christmas present, which I thank my wife for getting for me. So now her sister has her companion figure finally. But pretty much what this is just a 12-inch version of the Figma figure. For the most part, like, well, loosely using that term, but it's just a really large version of her in the Senketsu outfit.
And she's more of, like, feels differently.
Yeah, well, it comes with actually, like, clothing.
Yeah.
Which you don't usually see on a lot of figures. Usually it's just, like, plastic. But this, with the Real Action Heroes, they give you a little bit more, like, real feel for the figures.
The sense, real action.
Yep, so been wanting this one, especially since I had the Satsuki anyways. So it's kind of weird to just have her and not have Ryuko to go along with her. Even though I actually kind of like Satsuki better.
Yeah, in my opinion, at least, I think Satsuki looks a little better than she does.
Yeah, the Real Action, it's about the same.
The Real Action Hero for me, at least.
Yeah, it's about the same. Like the Figmas, I actually kind of like the Satsuki better. But Real Action Hero, I feel like they're both about the same. Problem is Satsuki came with more stuff. But anyways, we're just going to get into oh yeah, also I love Kill la Kill, easily one of my favorite animes.
Definitely. You know what? Speaking of that, Steve, if I ever do find that Beach Queen, I'll give it to you for free.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. It's never even been fucking opened. It's somewhere in my house. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm still sad you sold the Sega ones. I should have just told you not to sell those ones.
You should have. Because I sold them for crap price, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me trying to get one now, it's like I'm hoping I just randomly see them for like 30-ish bucks.
Yeah, I sold her for $20, and then I sold her sister for $60, which her sister goes for like $80.
Yeah. Well, anyways, without further ado, for the packaging, you know what? Like for the box, I'm not as big of a fan of this one.
I don't like like her face on the box, at least. I don't.
Oh, to me on this, it looks a little distorted. Like a little bit, but you get like the lens flares, which also don't really look that great. To be fair.
Because you think it's because it's stretched out so much because the big box?
Maybe. Like I know this is the legit one. Because it has like the proper stickers and stuff on it, but it's just like the box doesn't pop as nearly as well as it probably should.
Right there looks really good.
Yeah, like that looks fine. Like the back looks cool too. Like this probably should have been the front.
just turn your box around, Steve.
Right? You get a nice shot of her on the back. You get the same her kind of roaring on the front. Top's more basic, and then you can also open up the package. So you don't really need to actually have the figure out of the package. I do, because that's just how I roll. But it does show you on the side here, pretty much front back shots. Shows her the two expressions that she comes with. Some more stuff I can't understand the legal mumbo jumbo here on the back. So anyways, let's get into the figure. Alright, so now that we got Ryuko open up out of her cardboard prison, first and foremost, this is a big figure. Grabbing a random X plus sitting on the floor because we just did the top 10s.
Bam.
She's definitely a little bit taller than these are. Which currently, price point wise, if you guys want to reference, she runs about $150 right now. If you want to try to import her. eBay, you're probably going to be paying more like $250 on average, but you can importing her, find her for a little bit more of a reasonable price. But first and foremost, she comes with a stand, which after getting her and Satsuki, I can say that the stands are nice.
Yeah.
But both of these I've had to loosen with the screwdriver because when you get them out of the package, like this thing is tight. If you guys can hear it. And that's me, like, loosening it. Because I loosened it a little bit just so it stayed in one pose for when she's being displayed. Then I probably should move that. That was a inappropriate angle. That in the bottom doesn't really want to rotate because this is going inside of here. Both of these have been like a super tight fit as well. Like you can rotate it, but it kind of scares me a little bit. But the base is just translucent plastic. Nothing too crazy. It might have been nice to maybe have like the logo on the stand. But it's not something it really needed. And it does hold up the figure pretty nice, as what you guys previously seen. Alright, I guess first we'll start with their head sculpt. Which, this one, now that I look at it, has a painter perfection in her hair.
I was just about to say, is that dirty, Steve?
I pretty much got her out of the box, and she's been sitting in the box, sitting on a shelf. But she does have like a paint splotch right there.
It's just not that bad. Like, you don't notice it until you actually look.
Yeah, it's like I have to look at the thing to really see it, but it's there. It's slightly annoying.
And for the price you pay, it's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, but face-wise, looks fantastic. I actually like, too, that with the mouth plate, like, it goes in. It's not just, like, the teeth, and you get, like, the tongue, for the most part. Like, it looks like she has, like, a legit mouth.
Which is disturbing. It's not cool, Steve. It's disturbing.
I like it. It gives it like some added depth to her face. Same with the eyes, look really nice too. Which she comes with 3 eyes, but it's weird because 2 of them to me seem the same. But we'll go over those in just a second. But outside of that, looks like her from the anime. It's just pretty much paint wise, the top of the head right there could have been.
There's like a little imperfection.
A lot better.
It's not bad. Don't make it sound like it's that bad, Steve.
You want to hold it? I didn't notice until we started doing this, but...
Oh, never mind. It looks so much better on the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like she has a worm crawling underneath there.
I know, right?
I'm sorry, Steve.
I would have been kicking some butts right there.
Well, it's pretty much like I got this pre-owned, so it is what it is. But yeah, that might be something I might look into trying to fix myself eventually. But anyways, how you swap out the faces is you just pull this part off here. This still kind of looks cool, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, you just have like a little hair there, but this just slides off. And
it's definitely a little disturbing, to put it nicely.
Yeah, and then you can also pull this part out back here, and that removes the eyes. Which for the other face, just normal stern expression. But to show you guys the differences in the eyes, one looks off to the right. This one looks fairly straightforward. And then the other one looks fairly straightforward.
So it's not much difference.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's like the eye shine is a little different from what I can see. Like you can see it a little better on this one. It's kind of like it's looking slightly more up. But I kind of would like to maybe just seen her looking in the other direction more than anything. Can you put these upside down?
Can you?
No, it doesn't go in all the way, sadly.
Aww.
But yeah, it's more or less like mostly the same look, but you just kind of get like, I don't know, the ones I guess a little bit more softer of a look. Like this one's looking a little bit more higher than this one. But it's very like minute, the difference.
Minute. Yeah.
But putting this one back on our Ryuko.
Oh god, you should leave her like that.
Just like this. Forevers and evers. I'm popping the head back in. Because this is essentially like the way it came out from inside the package. Which still looks nice. Personally, I still kind of prefer the yelling face just because they add a little depth in the mouth. But this is still a really nice alternative. And then she also comes with her scissor blade. Which the wrist joints don't like to hold up very well.
I noticed that when I had her, she kind of like loose on that one hand.
Yeah, just a bit. Like you can kind of angle it and it'll hold it, but you gotta angle the joint a bit. But it looks really nice. Has a Nice glossy red finish. I kind of wish they would have had a way to separate the handle, though, to be able to get her hand in there. Because, I'll show you guys real quick. I'll just slide the hand off. But you literally have to, like, force the hand open to get it in there. God, I don't even know if I can get it off, to be fair. Like, I got this thing on with the intent of never getting it back off. Go that angle. And you just kind of keep prying until you get it off. Which makes me scared because I don't want to see, like, fractures on the hand eventually. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Got it off. Good to go. Where'd the hand go?
You're gonna break her hand, Steve.
Yeah, but like I said, I just kind of worry about this, like, stressing over time. So it would have been nice to maybe have, like, some way of sliding this apart, and then, like, especially here, maybe could have popped, like, this lower section off and then slid the hand in on over top of it. That would have been really cool. But it's still, like, it works, but how sturdy this is, it just scares me that I'm going to break this thing. And then you also get the Executioner Blade, which is the super long one, just like what you got with the Figma one, which is huge in comparison to her.
Definitely a lot bigger than she is.
Yeah, which is the way it should be. Personally, I'm not going to pose it with her. I'm mainly going to go with this because I actually have my Figma with this one out. But still, detailed nicely with the gloss red over top of it. It's got some little added details, especially here for the handle. And honestly, it feels like you could cut somebody with this thing. So for her hand, she comes with a pair of open hands, which you use for, like, waving / when you're yelling at somebody to kind of make it more dramatic. A pair of more relaxed hands, which I almost use these for gripping.
Might be a better idea.
Because it's like, you could almost do it. Like, when you angle it a certain way, she can hold it, and it's not as terrifying, but I feel like this is going to drop and scratch, and I don't want that to happen. But you mainly could use this for more like double-handing the bigger blade here. And then you get a pair of gripping hands, and then finally a pair of clenched fists. Which one thing I want to bring up for the hands real quick is that there is added detail inside of the hands, which is nice to see. Then for a closer look at our details, like I said, the head is pretty good. There's like a little bit of discoloration here and there, but it kind of adds a little bit of character to the figure. But that one paint slop right there on the hair is just like, I'm gonna have her like angled like this on the shelf. Like I said, I didn't really notice it until getting it under light. Like once I got all my studio lighting on this thing, that stands out like a sore thumb. But face is done really nicely. Same with the red here for the hair bits. Looks good as well. For the top part of Senketsu, you got the thrusters on the back here, which are actually very thin pieces of plastic. It feels really weird. It's kind of like touching like a filter. With Senketsu being mainly like dark purples and blacks for the coloring and the variety, which definitely makes her pop. And then you get some red lining here for the top section here. Same with on the back of the eyes. You get more of like the vents. On the front, you have his one eyeball and his one scarred eye for the giant flares on the side of her chest. With the next section here actually being leather. Same with on the arms here as well. Which only negative is it gets in the way of the articulation. Because this stuff's literally glued into here. So you can only really move the arms so far with the clothing here.
It looks like you're going to rip it when you move it.
Yeah, it's not something I want to like, you want to yank. Pretty much when you're articulating her, you just take everything slow. Which is something that's a little bit scary for figures. But the leather here definitely helps her to stick out more so than, say, like the Figmas. The only thing that's kind of annoying is like this just slides. So when you articulate her, you kind of got to set the little
parts
squares back into place. And then moving down her chest and stomach here, it's actually squishy rubber, which helps for the articulation. So you can bend it a little bit better. Same with that. The waist doesn't really have any articulation. To be fair, I don't actually know why that's rubber.
Which part?
Like the stomach region here. Because, like, how much does that really help with the articulation? Well, I guess this is all one solid piece. So I guess that's where you get reason why it's there. Although I don't see why it could just be plastic and then having the... kind of like how the Figmas are, where, like, the separation would have been right here. But granted, it looks more solid like that, so I'm not complaining, but it's just weird that she's squishy. Over time, this kind of concerns me a bit, though. You're going to have to definitely keep up with the maintenance with this. As you can see, even me just, like, touching it, it's kind of leaving little dirt marks here and there, so I'm going to have to clean it up. Oh, I just realized that that's popping out a bit.
What? Oh, yeah, because you keep moving it like her.
Yeah, I'll have to... Ooh, can I adjust that?
You should be able to. You were, I was able to do it in the other one.
I think I'm doing it. Might have to get a Q-tip or something. But, yeah, it's weird. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a little weird. For the dress, you got, like, the little teeth on the bottom here. Each painted silver, detailed very nicely. Same with, got like the garters. The garters and the panties on the bottom look really nice too. Same with like the stockings are actually leather too. With some red striping, look really nice. And again, just like help to make the figure stand out more.
Well, that's like the whole point of this figure. It makes it look good.
Yeah, it's supposed to like be probably, like this figure is meant to be the most noticeable thing on your shelf, right?
Yeah.
Like, this thing is meant to draw attention to anybody that enters the room. And it's, like, already, like, her outfit's gonna be, like, people are gonna question, what the hell's this from?
It's like, what are you into? Don't worry about it.
What kind of hentai did you find her in? But, the way the outfits, the materials they use helps to make it stand out more. Also, it's weird that she has, like, panties under her panties.
Yeah, she always had that in it. Even in a TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just, it threw me off when I first seen this because articulating it, you know. That moving down to her shoes, which are plastic as well, but you get the leather going all the way into the shoe part, and you got some detailing on the undersection of the feet as well. For the articulation, head can look up about that far, down about that far.
Like, in my opinion, that's like the only problem with her is her articulation is not as good as a Figma.
No, like the head's got a lot of range of motion, but the arms is like go up or go down about that far, up about that far. And with a little bit of rotation, because again, you kind of got to worry about the cloth here. Bend at the elbow. It feels like it's on a double joint. No rotation there. Hands can rotate all the way around and move forward and back. Stomach, you get articulation here, but it's not really like... It doesn't hold its pose very well. Like, you get a little bit of range of motion to the left and to the right.
Looks like a bendy wire.
Yeah, like, it's a solid frame on the inside, but with the rubber body, it wants to be in a certain position. So the figure is going to always kind of draw back to that. Also, this is actually like soft rubber too.
Is it?
Yeah, for these little sections here on her chest. For the legs, can go outwards about that far, inwards about that far, forward about that far, back about that far. Kind of happy that these aren't attached to anything. Now looking at that, because that'd be terrifying.
That would be your luck too, you know.
A little bit of a bend at the knee, but again, everything's kind of attached, so you don't want to go too crazy, but it does bend a little bit.
And that's the issue right there. Like, bend it, Steve. Like, I'm always afraid that you're gonna rip her clothes.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna attempt it.
Yeah.
But you get a little bit of play there. Because for the most part, she's articulated, but she's meant to pretty much just be standing. And then for the feet, can go a little bit side to side, a little bit forward and back. And nothing sadly head to toes, but wouldn't expect it. And for some quick comparisons, here we have the real action hero Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill compared next to the other real action hero in my collection, the sister figure to her, the Satsuki. And here she is next to some Ultra Kaiju girls, or Ultra Kaiju personifications from Surprise Surprise Next, I think, is who did these. God, I forget now. Hold on a sec. The stand says Subaraya. I don't know what to think anymore. Anyways, we have Gamora and Alien Magma. And here she is next to some Sega statues. Well, Evangelion wants to be exact in a little bit of varying sizes. With Mari in the Unit 5 outfit, the plug suit, and Asuka Langley Suryu in the Private Time outfit. Not sure why it's called Private Time. Well, I know why it's called Private Time. And for some larger figures in my collection, here she is compared next to some 18-inch scale NECA figures. Well, 16 and a half technically for Leonardo there from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Dutch from Predator. And here she is compared next to the Figma versions of Ryuko and Satsuki from Kill la Kill. So overall for the real action hero Kill la Kill Ryuko Matoi, this thing's okay.
It's not, overall, it's not bad. I mean, like, I feel like it's one of those things, it's like a statue for me. Like, once you get it in the pose, you're going to leave it in that pose. You're not going to do too much bending or shaping or moving, just for the simple fact that you might tear her clothes, or you might do something, you know, with the rubbery part on her stomach, you might damage it, and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot here that kind of scares me in terms of using this more like an... I don't want to say using it more like an action figure, but wanting to pose it in a variety of ways on your shelf.
Yeah.
Where I tend to think of this more as just a... It's kind of like the best version of a statue. Where you get a little bit of posability with it, you get to swap out accessories, but you're not buying this thing because you want to have this thing doing crazy things on your display.
It's like getting an X Plus where you can, like, move certain parts on it.
Yeah, or even just like some other anime statues where you get like extra heads, stuff like that. So you can have your flavor of the month with the figure. But for the most part, if you want something that you're going to be posing a lot on your shelves, I would more lean towards the Figma.
Definitely. Only problem is right now is she worth the price that people want for her?
$150, I think, as like a statue of this size, I think she's fine.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the eBay price.
Well, if you can get it for $150, I'm just gonna say it's $150.
Yeah.
Like just import her. Like you can find her on Mandrake. She pops up on Ami Ami once in a while. Like you got options. Same with Yahoo Auction. It'd probably be cheaper just to do that than trying to get it on eBay.
Oh God, yeah.
So if you guys are really into Kill la Kill, I would recommend picking her up. With the hair issue though, like I feel like that's a freak thing for mine.
Definitely, because that looks pretty bad.
Yeah, like I've had a lot of like Medicom figures and stuff like that. That's the first time that's been a thing. But if you guys are going to pick her up, I would just recommend keeping her in the box, or if you're going to pose her, do it sparingly. But what do you guys think? Do you guys own this version of Ryuko Matoi? What's your favorite real action heroes? Darling the Functions, more things? Please let us know in the comments. There won't be closer pictures of her up on our Facebook because kind of as a late Christmas present to myself, I'm going to skip out doing the pictures for this one, just this one time. And if you guys like to help support the channel, we also have t-shirts now and also a Patreon account with exclusive stuff for the channel, also down in the description. And always defeat those guys just by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.